Hello and welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. I'm your host, the wideologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and this is Black MINDZ News. Black MINDZ News is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, insinuate, divulge, investigate, unveil, decode, spread the news, whether it's by news, video, website, or quotes from publications. As I articulate this information, I accept the creator of the universe, be here, heart, soul, mind, and spirit, because why? The truth don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this place that we call the United States, we, the foundational black Americans, the bloodline historical lineage, the history people known as slaves in this land, we who call ourselves BADOS, Black American Descendant of Slaves. Some say Black African Descendant of Slaves. Others say ADOS, American Descendant of Slaves. We, the today children, offspring, and present generation, we give honor to our ancestors. You know what my motto of the show is? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Today's date is August 23rd, 2019. We're going to go over to Arkansas. Did you hear? There was some young brothers in high school, somewhere between the ages of 15 to 16 years old, playing athletics for the high school. Due to the simple fact that you know that we as BADOS and ADOS go to public schools, and we know that many of us don't own our homes, and so the tax base is low. So that means that there's low funding for the schools. So what has happened is that sometimes you have to go out and try to go to the community and see if we can get some donations. So what they do is they come up with some kind of way to give to in exchange for something, right? So these young men go into a neighborhood, thought it was a nice place to go. Going out there again, it's a couple of them, right? About 4 of them, right? And again, if you've been young as a man, I can't say that women do the same, but as young as a black man, with my boys, we hanging out, we kind of doing something at the same time, but we all kind of do, we get the child all playing with each other, we laughing and get, right? And we're going door to door. Well, they just happened to go at this one particular door, and an incident took place. Now, again, based on the credentials of this individual that you will hear as the story relates and I bring out verbatimly, there's some uniqueness to this person and the situation that took place, and then you have to make the call whether she was right. Most likely, we already know what that's going to be, right? So again, this is Black MINDZ News. To do a Black MINDZ News report, and stay tuned for this broadcast. Hey, how's y'all doing? Once again, this is your host, the wideologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and again, this is Black MINDZ News. First and foremost, I want to say what's good to my family, subscribers, old and new. Welcome and thank you for your participation by clicking onto the video. We thank each and every one of you personally from Black MINDZ News. Passerbys, this is the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. The reason why we say that is because we used to could get 275,000 views, 50,000, 30,000, and so forth. But today, of 2019, we were up to recently was up to 100 views. Now we're down to about 40 views. You tell me if we're not the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. We've been in business for 7 years here on YouTube, and that we have 2.9 thousand subscribers, which over 700 according to what the statistics say, that press the button to say they want the notification, and yet we can't get 40 views. Either I must have all the agents in the FBI as my subscribers, or there's some monkey or Reese's monkey business going on. So let me go ahead and again want to thank you for your participation. Hopefully you stay. Go down the aisle. We always got a grand opening. You might see something in there to make you feel some kind of way. And remember this, that the truth don't need no partner. Now let's go ahead and get into today's story. So, again, we're going to go over to Arkansas, right? And we're going to go ahead and let me read this to you and let everything else come out, and we should be right back after that. Stay tuned and hold your horses. Black teens were raising money for their football team when a white woman held them at gunpoint. Police say, I'm going to say that again. Black teens were raising money for their football team when a white woman held them at gunpoint. Police say this story was originally done back in August 7th of the incident. The story is done by CNN. Under capture the picture says Jerry Kelly was arrested and charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of a minor. 4 Arkansas teens were going door to door to raise money for their high school football team when a woman held them at gunpoint, police said. The 10th grade boys, who are all black and who were not identified because of their ages, were selling discount cards for restaurants and stores in Wynne, Arkansas on August 7th. Jerry Kelly, who told police that she is a former law enforcement officer and the wife of a county jail administrator, stopped them in front of her home, according to a police report. Kelly, who is white, said she saw the boys making a ruckus, according to the police report. She called the Wynne Police Department to report suspicious persons, and in a later statement said all males were African American, and I know this residence to be white. As the boys approached her home, walking up her driveway and standing in her yard, Kelly picked up her revolver and came out to ask what they were doing. According to her statements, even though they said they weren't stealing, Kelly told police she instructed them to get on the ground. One boy told officers that he thought it was a joke until Kelly said to get on the fucking ground and spread your legs, police report said. When they were on the ground, the boys said in their statements, she told them she would shoot them if they moved. She asked whether they knew who she was and whose house it was, and when the boys tried to explain what they were doing, they told police she accused them of lying. I thought she was going to shoot me in the head, how she was acting, one boy said in his statement. When officers arrived, they found the 4 boys lying face down on the ground with their hands behind their backs. Kelly standing about 10 feet from them with a gun drawn, according to police report. One of the officers, who was also a school resource officer, recognized the boys and explained the situation to Kelly. They were allowed to stand and the situation was defused. As the boys were walking to the officer's patrol vehicle, Kelly told them to wait and began gesturing to her skin color and theirs. It ain't about that, she said, according to the responding officer's statement. If you're gonna sell cards, act like you're selling cards. Don't be hanging out up there and then walk down over to my house. Don't act like that. Be men about it and sell cards. Two of the boys told police that Kelly then made them shake her hand. Kelly told the police that it didn't appear to her that the boys were selling anything. The report says they spent a good 5 minutes goofing off and screwing around in the neighbor's driveway and up and around their house. That's not selling cards, she said, according to the report. Neighbors told officers that they saw the boys walking down the street playing and running around, but nothing out of the ordinary, the report says. Kelly, 46, was arrested Monday and charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault, the first-degree first or false imprisonment, both felonies, as well as 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor in the second degree. Police don't immediately take a mugshot of Kelly, but Cross County Sheriff David West, for whom Kelly's husband works, told CNN affiliates WMC that it wasn't because of preferential treatment, but because of a medical issue during her booking. A mugshot was taken later. It's not clear whether Kelly entered a plea at her first appearance in court on Thursday. Her next hearing is scheduled for September 30th. CNN could not immediately determine whether she was an attorney or has an attorney. Wayne County School Superintendent Carl Easley said in a statement that his district will review the fundraising policy and will consider banning any door-to-door sales. We are very concerned for our kids, he says.
This woman's grandson will never be the same. She doesn't want to be identified, but wants everyone to know what happened to him.
He said, Grandma, every time I close my eyes, I see that gun.
Pointed at him and 3 of his Wynn High School football teammates when they came to this house on Morningside Drive last week. The 16-year-old sophomore talked with us about the incident today, but didn't want to go on TV.
Well, it is hard for him to get over it.
He says they were going door to door selling restaurant coupon cards for the team, but before they could knock on this door, a woman came out with a gun, demanding the boys get on the ground.
She had them laying on their bellies with their legs spread and their hands behind them.
Her grandson says the woman asked who they were, so he tried to explain. He says 2 players even had their jerseys on.
She said, y'all must don't know who I am. Shut up talking.
Police identify the homeowner as Jerry Kelly. They say the 46-year-old had already called 911 and made the players stay on the ground until an officer arrived.
My grandson said, Grandma, if she'd have shot me, I had made peace with God.
Police took the teens home and arrested Kelly Monday after investigating the chaotic event. She's charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering a minor.
I want her to suffer like the boys did.
Wynn Public Schools says the team sells coupons every year, but in a statement, the superintendent said they intend to review all methods of fundraising used by school groups in grades K through 12 to ensure the safety of the children. In fact, he says the school district may get rid of door-to-door fundraising altogether. Police say Kelly bonded out of jail, but they haven't said why she allegedly acted so violently. So we went to find out. But neighbors who saw us knocking claim she moved out a couple days ago.
They're good kids.
So for now, this grandma waits for answers. In Wynn, Andrew Ellison, WRG News, Channel 3.
right. So you heard the article, you got to see the video, and now let's get into this. So we see that there was 4 Arkansas young teenagers who, again, as I said in the intro, were part of the athletic football team of their school. They're between the ages of 15 to 16. They say they're in 10th grade, so I'm assuming between 15 and 16 years old. And that they were doing some fundraising because, again, we as ADOS in this land, in the South, probably may own a home, right? Most likely probably own a home. Not renting, but again, the tax is kind of, allocated to schools, but the funding is low. And so sometimes they have the children going out fundraising, trying to raise funds so that they can, better equipment, school and stuff, things like that, really. Okay. So that's what they said they're doing, right? And so what they offer to the people who they go door to door, they said they were selling discount cards that go to restaurants and things, get some kind of discount. And so what we see, according to the article and what the story talks about, is that these 4 young men, again, between the age of 15 and 16, as a black man, knowing that, when you're with your boys and you out, and again, you might be having an agenda that you're doing, but y'all kind of together, we're talking about things, right? Making jokes and fun. But again, people assume because, again, they always made that law about more than one Negro together is considered mob action, right? Mob action, right? And so here's 4. But again, as the story kind of related, that 2 of the 4 boys had on what? The school uniform. Okay, so keep that in mind. 2 of them had school uniform on. So they go up to one particular house, and let me show you. Give you the image of it so you can have a better understanding of what all took place here. So let me see if I can get this here. So accordingly, this is the neighbor's house, right? That's the neighbor's house. Now, as you see there's a nice long little driveway, and there must be the sidewalk, and then you have to go up that, right? So there's 4 black young men, and they're going up. And they go to this neighbor's house here, and somehow they go do what they did there, and then they leave. And they're coming back, and I guess they end up going to this individual's house over here. Let me show you this house, right? So that's the neighbor's house, according to the report. And let's see, we're going to go to, they showed the original part. They showed her front door. Right, he showed the reporter going to the front door, right? Remember, they showed him knocking at the door, right? So you can't really get a real good look at how you seen the neighbors. So what I did is I got the other one, and it shows the front door like this, right? So as you see there, I don't really see a driveway. I see pretty much grass. I don't even see you have a pathway to your front door. It look like all grass, right? So based on the fact that it's 4 young black men, it seemed, again, according to the report, that, again, Jerry Kelly, who's 46, said that they were in my driveway and in my yard, right? Just as matter of fact, I think the ADT, right, in their spider senses, niggers present. So everybody go run to the goddamn, blinds and shit, looking in the, whoa, shit, niggers, right? Okay, right? So what are they doing, right? So obviously this Jerry Kelly had been watching for a minute because, again, according to her own testimony, said for 5 minutes they were out there, again, as her words was, causing a ruckus, right? Okay, 4 black people, 4 young black men together, laughing, joking, and playing, got an agenda. 2 of them are really being identified because they're wearing the school uniform. So, yes, there are criminals that do things, that do stupid things, right? But I don't think you really go out with something that can really self-identify so we can pinpoint this as you, even though we can't get the face, right? So whoever's associated to that jersey, we're going to go to them and then get them to, identify you. So anyway, they got 2 of them, right? And so after leaving the house of the, let's see, put this back up here. No, we got to put you up here. I ain't going to leave that up there. All right, so we got that. Okay. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Okay. So after leaving, again, as you've seen the neighbor's house and the driveway coming over there, which they had a much longer, again, we can only observe what we see. But I don't see a pathway. I don't know if it's coming up the left or right, but we see your steps right there. So they had to come through the grass anyway. That's just the way it looked like you got it set up. And so as they approached, as a matter of fact, she said in the driveway, they didn't even get a chance to get to her door, because as she seen them coming towards her, she went and got what? She got her old trusty. She went and got the revolver, right? She went and got the revolver. She comes out. She say, what y'all doing here? What's your purpose here? So they tried to explain, we here to just doing this. No, she tell them, get your ass on the fucking ground, right? Now she pointing the gun at them, telling them to get their ass on the ground, and if any of them move, I will shoot you. Okay? Now, do you think somebody who white might be hearing me? It's broad daylight. That's 4 of them. They just went to one house, right? And you seeing them, and you also saying they playing around, making a ruckus. They making a lot of noise to bring what? Attention, according to what they're going to take the words you say. You're saying they're causing a ruckus. They already black. You identify in the police report that this is a known white resident. So anything that is not white that's around here, we suspicious of. Because matter of fact, you pick up the phone according before you even come outside. You picked up the phone and you called the police. Suspicious persons are out around here. Okay? So here's your neighborhood watch peeking through there. I went peeking, seeing you the whole time, seeing you go over to the neighbor. So again, the ADT, which is, your security system, nigger alert came on. Parrot, niggers in the right? The parrot was telling you, so you go look out the window. You got the parrot train. I got another story they're going to trip you out of hell out later on. But anyway, so she does that, call police, come out and get them, hold them at gunpoint, tell them, get on the damn ground, spread your damn legs. If anyone you move, I'm shooting. Right? They looking like, whoa, shit, wait a minute, we just here trying to, sell. You're over here. We're not trying to steal, man. We just... Shut up, you're lying. What? Wait, hold on. Do you know who I am? You know where I live? You know who I am? Okay, wait a minute. So again, you got to ask yourself, what was so significant about her saying that, right? What is the significance of her saying, do you know who I am? And you know where I live at. That's significant. It's telling something there. For those who might catch it, might not catch it, right? And so she goes on, and as the police come, they see her having them at gunpoint. All 4 of them on the ground with their hands behind their backs, legs spread. Now, ironically, one of the officers who comes just happens to be, that's creative sense, happened to be somebody who was working at the school that knew the young men. Hey, let me talk to you something, Jerry. Hold on. Let me talk to you for a second, Jerry. I know these kids. These are good kids. As a matter of fact, they're on the football team. And all they was doing is trying to, get this little fundraiser thing that they're going, and that's what they're doing. Well, how am I supposed to know they were selling stuff? They were out there making a ruckus. They was out there for about 5 minutes or so. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Now that I've identified that they're not here to do anything, is everything good? No, I ain't still. Now, come on, shake my fucking hand. Right? Shake my fucking hand. But somehow, right? They get them in the police car and they drive them off. But again, I'm not sure. They never said whether they took them to the police station because again, they charging her with false imprisonment, right? They charging that. So I don't know how that came into unless they took the young men down and arrested them and released them, right? So I'm not sure if that took place. They didn't, divulge that in the story. But they are charging her with that. So the ironicness here is also the fact that this person here, as the article lays out, is a former police officer. I'm going to say that again. The article says that this person is a former police officer. And so you would think that a former police officer would know how to handle the situation, wouldn't be so antsy as to, thinking that. But again, see, you know what that seemed like, on my opinion, what I look at? This is somebody who has a guilty conscience of shit one has done and thinking somebody coming to get my ass. You understand? Because what's the point? Do you know who I am and what do you mean who you are? Well, no, we're just here to do this. If we just came here to do some robbing, I think I would have came up with a better way than that you see me coming if that's the way I was coming. I'm not going to go over here and we making all kind of noise so that we bring attention that we know you looking out. We know you're looking out the damn window. But this here is a former cop who also is married to a husband that works at the county jail as administrator. So between the both of them and dealing with young black men, I'm pretty sure that we'll go in the background and pull out all the receipts and look at all the cases. We just might find, right? We just might find the reason why you very apprehensive and got young men on the ground and got them spread out and black and to make sure we know that this here is a white neighborhood. Right? And so, this person was on the police force. And so here it is that again, like a show like Black Minds News, we kind of report that because again, Black Minds News is always to try to stay up on whether it be local, national, so forth, just to give some mind's eye of what our people are going through on a daily basis. And so again, what is it about being a police officer and dealing with black people that always make you seem that the threat is the imminent threat is black people in your presence? When yet they were there innocently, to the fact that now that the school is saying, we're going to have to change this whole policy. We're not even going to do that no more because that could have been detriment and that would have fell on the school because they went out there doing fundraising for the school when they had never went in those type of neighborhoods because they already knew offhand. They knew already. Young men knew. But see, that's the thing about sometimes being lackadaisical about things. Again, so your radar must be understanding of the surrounding and how you moving out here because again, the first thing it should be like, I understand you from this town. Y'all play on the team. I'm pretty sure the community and a lot of people are, being football, they come and watch the game. They kind of know who y'all is, but you going to have Jerry Kellys out there, right? They don't care about that. All they see is, because again, remember she went and according to the article said that she did something about showing her white skin and their black skin. But she said, it's not about that. It's about the way you're selling your cards. Matter of fact, that's not how you do it. Wait a minute. Were you ever 15, 16 years old? Again, the way certain people do things is they think it's the way it's supposed to be, the one broad brush that paints every way the way you do it. Everybody must do it the way you do it. We different people, regardless of how you look at us and trying to make it seem as if like because this fixation of mind about how you owned my ancestors and that whole, dream that you trying to get making America great again, to have that shit the wave gone to the wind and all that shit again. Some of them fantasize on that shit. And some of them, that's what they're trying to act it out and trying to do. So it's incumbent again as you as young black men that be out here, know your surroundings and your areas, and when you're dealing with shit, understand. Like now the two that wore the uniform, that's why they did what they did. Now the other two, I don't understand why they didn't. You should have had all y'all should have been in your uniform if that being the case, especially going to go in areas that are predominantly known as white residents, because you're going to have Jerry Kellys in them damn communities. And then that could have turned, and again, this person being a police officer already know tricks, you understand, and how to do certain things. And luckily that the individual who ended up coming there had some knowledge of who y'all was to try to de-escalate the situation. Because this person here, as one shorty said, he felt that shit, she gonna shoot me in my damn head. To the fact that in the video, you hear the mother talking about how the boys all shook, right? That he having nightmares about. He keeps seeing replaying that in his mind. To the fact, it was at first, one thought it was kind of like a joke. Until he realized, this motherfucker ain't playing. So one boy said he was making peace with his maker. Like, I made peace with my maker, and if this was going to happen, it is going to happen. See? But yet everybody wants to think that we as BADOS and ADOS of this land and how we traverse in this country, that a lot of people who will sit here and act innocently as if none of these things that don't happen on the daily. Now, again, we also got other, incidents and environments that we live in that are conducive to the design that we've been in. But then for you to be in this position, you living how you living, you secluded by you. But the minute you see us, it seems like you in imminent danger. Right? And I guess, yes, in my home. But see, she also, as a police officer, tried to paint it. Well, it was in my driveway. It was in my yard. So this is my property. I get a chance to, you get what I'm saying? Playing the gray areas. So again, like I said, you as young black men that be out here, you have to be lackadaisical and lottie-dottie and picking Dixies and whistling whistles and acting as if like shit ain't real out here. That motherfuckers out here ain't out here with that kind of intent and malice and hate. You cannot fathom. We can never fathom the depth of the hatred that is towards us, regardless to how you look at it and understand it. There's some, I won't say all, some but not all, have that in them. And, it's kind of like saying walking in the forest, which black folks, we don't be doing no shit like that. But walking in the forest and the goddamn grizzly bear walk across you, now you got a problem, right? You're going to play dead and hope that works. I don't know who done did that enough and what's the statistic to saying playing dead in front of a goddamn bear will keep your ass from being ate up. Because if I'm the motherfucking bear, that ain't gonna work. Nigga, you're breathing. I hear you. Right? So, again, 4 teens being held at gunpoint. All they were trying to do was what? They were just trying to do some fundraising. That's all they were trying to do. And it seemed that, again, any place that's not in the environment that is conducive to the regularity of your image is not a place you want to frequent or just nonchalantly be walking through. I mean, we done seen where a person who was doing political activism was in a white neighborhood, going door to door, advocating for whatever candidate he was, and somebody decided to call the police. Police come, he like, wow, what's your ID and who you is, and I need to know, right? We played that on this show. So again, like I say, I understand the new mindset of a lot of, the young ones out here. But again, you older ones, grandparents and parents, you got to have these conversations with them, man. And school, no, that's why they had to take that off the policy, because that would have fell on them. You understand? Because the reason why they was out there, and again, raising money should never be in the hands of them. No way. That's something the school should be doing if that's what it is. Why are you putting it in the hands of them? I know using the football and, people, oh yeah, I be going down to the games and yeah, I don't have a problem. But you're going to run into the Jerry Kellys, right? And so again, this person here, whatever guilt or whatever it was, again, yes, I'm understanding somebody say people coming to my house, but I don't think, again, going to what you said, 5 minutes of them horse playing and doing all this ruckus stuff, there ain't no way how you robbing no damn body. You ain't trying to bring, I don't think you're trying to bring no kind of attention like that. So that just kind of shows something internal about this individual here. And again, you just have to be mindful out here, right? You just can't be lackadaisical, as I keep saying, right? So again, this is what I want to relay this again. This is Black Minds News. I want to bring you this story here. And you tell me what you think, what you saw, what I miss, right? I intentionally miss things, not miss it as into my point, but to leave so that people can comment if you didn't. I already know, but I just see if anybody else may catch it. So again, Black Minds News. Let's get it. So this is Black Minds News. Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for who clicking on to come and watch this video. If you're new, think about it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, like, dislike, subscribe, share, do all the good things. So, to our next show, y'all, you know how we got to do this, right? So, when you see one another, right? Greet each other. What's good, brother? What's good, sister? If you can't at least do that much, at least give them the universal nod. You know what that is. We got to take all this envy, jealous, hatred, and spite out of our ass, because we is all we got. Understand that with the team and the uniform that you wear and who's on it, yes, allies are important. But the question you have to ask your allies, if shit and when shit get hot, are you still going to be in the frying pan? Ask him, have they ever heard of John Brown? Is John Brown real to them? Or is John Brown some kind of fictitious story or myth that somebody has said that has no relevance and understanding to themselves? Understand that the days are dawning when you see individuals like this who have a scratch for an itch, or an itch for a scratch, and looking for a potential reason to take you in your demise. So you have to be vigilant, cautious, mindful, and high spirit. Mr. Blows Your Minds and Black Minds News, I want to say peace and love. And to the next show, y'all. To the next show.